He is the former two-time World Heavyweight Champion, the man who retired Bruno Sammartino. He is the living legend, Larry Zbyszko.
People know who I am. For this spudhead over here who lived in a cave and doesn't know who I am wrestling's living legend. I achieved that honor in 1980 when I retired my mentor, who was the greatest of all time, a man named Bruno Sammartino, in the middle of Shea Stadium in front of 45,000 people. We put professional wrestling on the map. He retired, and I lived on to become the living legend of the greatest sport on this planet. Quiet. Bruno Sammartino wasn't the only man. When I went to the AWA, I retired guys like Nick Bockwinkel, Ray Stevens, Wahoo McDaniel. I put guys like Harley Race on the shelf. You guys want to go, woo, like that idiotic alcoholic Ric Flair? He's the one guy that never had the guts to get in the ring with me, that moron. But I guess if his wife can beat him up, so can anybody. Moron he is. You know, and then I decided to sit out a while, and I sat in WCW and did the commentary, and then when I couldn't take the New World Order anymore, I stepped out of the color commentary, and I wiped the mat with Eric Bischoff and Scott Hall, saved Nitro from the New World Order, and disbanded all those morons. You know, this damn business gets in your blood and it stays there, and I have never given up the hunt. Because I know out there in this world somewhere there is one guy that's got a little piece of everybody's greatness, from Bruno to Mad Dog Vachon to Karl Gotch to Killer Kowalski, the Professor Tanaka, the Mighty Igor, Ivan Kova. I can go on forever and ever, and I want every spudhead alive to know I have found him. I have found the biggest, the toughest, the meanest, the most scientific, the most diabolical man I have ever seen in my 38 glorious years in this business. And you people don't have a clue how lucky you are, because you're going to see him. I have found the next heavyweight champion of the world. And as sure as I am positive, shut your mouth, you idiotic spudhead. As sure as our solar system is going to pass through the galactic equator, this man is going to go down in history as the last wonder of the world. A man I'm going to call the Human Massacre. And you people are going to see him soon. I tell you what, professional wrestling and WFX is never going to be the same.
Well, some words of wisdom from the living legends, Larry Zbyszko, here in WFX Wrestling. Mike, I am so excited to be here. It's a thrill to be sitting beside you here. WFX Overload. My name is Dave Thomas, and this is my tryout, correct?
Well, you know, it's got to be more than a tryout because I've been memoed and reprimanded and told to be easier to work with. So let's hope this actually works and we can actually get along. And what a way to start the episode. We have Ravenous Randy, who tries to say he's 7 feet tall because he wants his hair taken into account for his height, against one of the founding member of the Brotherhood, Gangrel.
Well, there's no question that the history Gangrel has when it comes to professional wrestling. I don't know a lot about Ravenous Randy, other than the fact that I can tell you right now he has his work cut out for him, because it's not just Ravenous Randy against Gangrel. It's 3-on-1.
Well, the thing that the Brotherhood has been very successful in doing last week and to this week is they don't just wrestle you physically, they get into your head and they play this mind game where you have to wonder what they're going to do to you. Last week, after Randy had a great showing against APOC, then they all attacked him after it, and he just kept getting up, and he's so full of fight. And that, you know, you see him joking around out there, but the truth is he's got the heart of a warrior, and he wants this match tonight with Gangrel. He feels he's got something to prove.
Well, he definitely has something to prove, and you talked about mind games. I don't want to take a step back, but I gotta say, the living legend Larry Zbyszko here in WFX Wrestling, I'm blown away by this guy and what he had to talk about to start off the program, and he is definitely the master of mind games. He's been known like that for his entire career.
Well, and you talk about what Zbyszko talked about, this guy he's got that he says is the last wonder of the world. I'm telling you, I don't want to even know about it right now, because I think that was quite a statement that you know, you have to wonder how great that guy must be.
Well, I'm excited to find out, but I'm also a little bit scared, I'll tell you that.
Well, and I'll tell you who should be scared. It is Ravenous Randy right now.
I agree with you, Mike.
And 75 pounds from the other side of darkness, Gangrel.
These people are just creepy. They travel in a pack. They have this alternative lifestyle thing down to an art, and it's like they're just so intimidating that they're creepy. And you can even hear a hush over the crowd as they don't even know what to make of this. And I think they're scared for Ravenous Randy, and I kind of, you know, I get a little bit of willies for him too.
No question about it. I know that these guys travel the world, and I'm not making this up, Mike. I was told that one time, I believe it was Gangrel, he had a match scheduled. His opponent gave up during the instructions.
Wow. Last week after Randy had a good, and he starts out fast, and he has to for sure.
Well, Ravenous Randy giving a big whip to Gangrel across, and Gangrel is just too much of a veteran for that. Now there's a shot to the throat, which I think referees should be admonishing Gangrel for.
Yeah, I would certainly agree. I wouldn't want to take a shot to the throat, but and that's the problem with that faux hawk. Right away you see Gangrel has something he can use as an advantage.
Oh, absolutely. It's a handle to hold on to, if you will. And I don't understand. Maybe Ravenous Randy, like you say, is a bit of a different kind of guy. He likes the Mohawk look. But you know what? Maybe it's time to decide to cut your hair. It's obviously not going to help.
Dave Thomas, it's called a faux hawk. It's not a mohawk.
Oh, did I call it a mohawk?
There's a difference.
Shows you how much I know about these kids nowadays.
Well, you know, being the fact that you're bald, of course, you might not know what hairstyles are called.
Well, let's not get into my hairstyle, I'll tell you that right now. But Gangrel's taking a big elbow in the corner, and now all I can tell you, he's got to follow up like he is right now, or Gangrel, the wily veteran, will definitely take over.
Well, I have to say, I didn't think Randy would come out this strong this early. And
well, don't speak too soon, Mike, because Gangrel with a big power slam. And you know that's going to send shivers up his spine. Man, nobody drops an elbow better than him. Bit of a nonchalant cover, but he obviously didn't want to pin him there, did he?
Well, last week I got in trouble for pointing out when my co-host was pointing out the blatantly obvious, and the fact that you noticed that was a nonchalant cover is impressive.
Well, I think I'm doing well in my tryout. There's no question about that.
Throwing him to the outside right now, this is where the Brotherhood really is at their strongest because they're strength in numbers. And you had to think Thorn was just licking his lips at the thought of inflicting some punishment.
Well, it's definitely no man's land out there. And I'll tell you, referee's got to keep his eye on the action, but it's very hard because Gangrel, he's got that mystique about him where referee's trying to push him back so he can maintain some order, and Gangrel has the ability to keep his eye away from the action outside the ring.
Scotty Bowman actually told me he was wearing garlic around his neck for this match.
Hey, I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all.
Well, okay, I certainly would.
What a suplex by Gangrel.
You know, a lot of people don't realize that Gangrel is scientifically very impressive, and he's definitely demonstrating that. Randy last week had a lot more fire in getting up, and this week he might still be injured from what they did to him last week after the match.
Well, quite possible, because injuries last a lifetime, especially in pro wrestling. And I'll tell you this, Gangrel knows what he's doing, as you said, in this ring. He's got him at his mercy. Look at this. He's going for his impaler DDT.
I think that might be all. Yeah, of course it is. And you know what? Right away, Thorn is right back in there to do what he does, that psychological warfare that he does. And the fact that it's dark worries me for Randy's safety, because he's been beat, and he's quick to roll out of the ring. But after what they did to him last week after the match, that was probably the smartest thing Randy did all match.
I think Randy needs to get out of that ring exactly like you say, because the strength in numbers is not to his advantage right now.
And I don't know what it is that makes Gangrel and these guys tick, but if I was Randy, I'd just walk up the ramp, call it a night. You're not going to beat up the 3 of them, that's for sure, or 4 of them if you count the chick Stephon Rose. See, anyway, that's the problem. He had the chance. Oh! That's broken ribs if I've ever seen them. He had the chance to leave. He chose to stick around. He wanted to, you know, stay and sort of make a statement back to them, and I think he ticked off Gangrel.
Well, Gangrel is not going to have any of it. And oh, man, neither is Thorn.
Oh, my word. Where is Thorn taking him?
He's probably doing him a favor and getting him out of the building, I'll tell you that.
Corbin, brother, that shirt is hot. It's
Whoa, g'day mate, where have you been? I've been looking everywhere for you.
Yeah.
Hey player, let's go out clubbing and look at some Sheilas.
Really? I got a better question for you.
What's that, mate? What's that?
When are you gonna wrestle?
Mate, I'm not really 33. I'm 36.
He's 36.
Yeah. I'm at the prime of my life, mate.
At 36.
Hey, right, mate.
Okay.
But at the moment, I got a bad knee, my elbow's sore, my hip is all out of joint.
They got pills for that stuff, you know.
They got pills for that. Hey, mate, I may wrestle down the road. Give me some time, maybe 3 to 6 months. We can have a 6-man. Okay, mate?
Sure. That's fine.
That's good, mate.
All right.
Anyhow, mate, if you don't want to go out clubbing and look over some sharp chicks, let's go to a video arcade.
Yeah?
Let's hit the video arcade.
You know what? The arcade is far away. He and I, we brought a PS3 in the locker room. Why don't you come with us and we'll
And
show
this
you?
PCA?
Something like that. Come with us and we'll let you check it out. Luke, come on, mate.
Welcome back, everyone. Tag team action, Mike.
That's what WFX Overload is actually all about. It's about things like tag team wrestling. And let me tell you, these 2 big, bad sons of guns, these guys will break your face. That's AJ Sanchez and Kevin Chevy. And they look at that guy. He just looks mean.
This
One of the most
sense of the word.
I was going to say, Mike, one of the most impressive tag teams in WFX history. As a matter of fact, I would be willing to venture a guess, one of the best tag teams in North America today.
Well, they are 630 pounds as a total combined weight. You would not expect them to be agile or to, you know, have a lot of stamina, if you will.
But that's the thing. Both these guys can be high flyers when they have to be. I've seen them go to the top rope. It's fantastic.
And that's how you got the job, by doing your homework and knowing the product. And I'll tell you, they are deceptively agile.
Well, definitely contenders for the WFX tag team titles, which I understand we're going to talk about that later in the program, correct?
Yeah, we'll always talk about that. And you look at this team, you got Gord, Bobby Fox rather, and
you got Zach Mercury as well.
Zach Mercury, you see, when you get your notes on these 2, it's really, it's not very comprehensive because these guys aren't used to teaming up. Bobby Fox was supposed to have a different tag team partner. However, And whoa!
Wait a minute, right off the bat here. And Mercury's over the top before the match even starts.
That's not a good place to be.
Not all Bobby Fox, I'm telling you right now, he is literally stuck between a rock and a hard place. My goodness! It's an old expression, the irresistible force in between the immovable object. What is going on?
And those big forearms to the head had just clubbed him. And where the heck is Mercury? I think he's injured.
It's over, it doesn't matter.
And why is Kelly Russell counting a pin when both guys are in the ring?
Well, all I can say is this. Would you want to get one of those big guys out?
I wouldn't count.
Well, maybe you're right. It was a big error on his part. There's no question about it.
The winners of
We
this
gotta give the
contest,
referees a
Chevy
pocket
and
handbook of
Sanchez.
professional wrestling rules.
Absolutely, Mike. What do we got to say here? Hold on.
For those of you that don't know our names, my name's AJ Sanchez, this is Kevin Chevy, and you just saw what we did to these two guys? These two guys?
Which two guys?
I think the
Last
two.
week we beat 3 of the top tag teams in all of North America. There was 4 teams, and us, we were the winners. So let me ask you this. Where in the heck is the competition?
Yeah, well, if Cannon and Corbin weren't in the back playing PS3, they could come out here and redeem themselves from last week's loss.
Wait a minute, we got somebody else now coming out, perhaps answer a challenge, I guess.
Who are these two guys?
I believe one of them I've seen before is Camikazee, correct?
Yeah, the guy in the green is Camikazee and Eclipse, and what a way to make a statement by taking the challenge.
Wait a minute. Ho-ho! I have not seen that. I haven't seen AJ Sanchez and Kevin Chevy get off their feet yet.
And I'll tell you what, a quick way to start with matching Hurricane Rana's. I'll tell you right now that Chevy looks just beside himself with confusion.
Well, they're definitely surprised, and a good fake out.
No, that wasn't a good fake out. That was Chevy and Sanchez being smart enough. If you separate, the two guys can't just jump out at you.
No, you're correct. I didn't see that actually at the time, Mike, but thanks for letting me know, because you know what?
You're such a gentleman,
Well,
Dave Thomas. I actually really like working with you.
I appreciate that, and this has been a fun day for me so far. But what are we going to do here? We've got 2 guys that want to wrestle and 2 guys that don't all of a sudden.
Well, Chevy and Sanchez are on a roll in this tag team division. And I'll tell you, these 2 masked guys had the right idea. Get in and get started quick, and who knows what can happen.
Absolutely, you are correct. And look at this now, a double whip across.
Oh!
Can you believe that? The whole ring
315
shook.
pounds.
Oh,
The repair for the ring maintenance is going to Kevin Chevy tonight. You know, I guess if Eclipse and Camikazee are from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I guess that would make Chevy and Sanchez the gringos in this match.
I guess you could call them whatever you like, but the big problem is this. These 2 smaller guys of Eclipse and Camikazee have got their work cut out for them. There's no
Beautiful
question about
tag
it.
team work, though. The drop down into the drop kick. And I'll tell you, Eclipse and Camikazee came here with something to prove, and they're quickly trying.
They are, and they're doing it before the referee hits the 5 count, which, as you know, is important too.
Well, yeah, you know, absolutely. You don't want to get me started on the reffing. Senior referee Kelly Russell's counting pins when 2 guys are doing the pin. Of course, they're going to get a 3 count on that. Oh, rake to the eyes by Chevy there, and smart to tag out.
You know what? No matter how big or how small you are, a good rake to the eyes will always stop you.
Yeah, I've used it on a few girls.
What?
Certainly slows them down.
That's a lot of information. Look at the save!
Beautiful, beautiful work, and these masked guys, they're pretty quick on their feet.
Well, Camikazee and Eclipse, I don't know much about them, but
Do you know which one's which?
Of course, Eclipse is the one that says Eclipse on the back of his trunks. A double back suplex on Chevy. My goodness. You know what? These guys have got to get out of the ring. There's 2 of them in there. We talked about the refereeing in the past, and of course, you need 2 guys to pick him up, Mike. Oh, man. That's got to be 350 pounds they just hauled up to the top rope.
It's 315, not 50. If you'd listen to the way I talk, you'd know what I said.
What is happening here? Oh, not good. Not at all.
Who did that hurt worse, Sanchez or Chevy?
I have never seen anything like this in my life, Mike. Oh, boy. We've just gone up to a rated PG-14.
I don't think so, because, you know, you really can't. The connotation is there, but the actual activity seems to be pretty tame.
I don't think they're done, Mike, because look what's about to happen here.
Oh.
I'll tell you, I got the heebie-jeebies just thinking about, I'm not even going to finish that sentence.
Yeah, better not.
Well, so far these two youngsters have really impressed me because, yes, they've used a lot of double teaming, but you know what? They kind of had no choice. They're outweighed by at least 300 pounds.
Well, 315 and 310. You put that together, you divide it by the other two guys, they're about 190, 210 pounds.
Don't you have to take away the highest weight and the lowest weight before you average it out?
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
And what's the Olympic score?
I have no idea.
All right.
And then he did the handstand in the corner.
Well, there's no question about it. I mean, let's get back to basics. He's very agile. He obviously has a lot of knowledge when it comes to high-flying maneuvers in the ring. And right now, he's got Sanchez in a side headlock.
WFX One World Tag Team Division is loaded. Last week, Chevy and Sanchez beat 3 other teams. The Daivaris, they beat Cannon and Corbin. They beat 5-Star Affair. Then they just beat the makeshift tag team of Bobby Fox and Zach Mercury, and then they wanted to shoot off their mouths, which I kind of like. I respect that. I've been known to do it myself. And then now they got the 2 masked guys here, Eclipse and Camikazee. What next? When's it going to end?
Well, I don't think it's going to end until the 2 of them make it to the actual tag team championship. And I'll tell you right now, as much as I like Camikazee and Eclipse, I don't think they're going to be able to handle these 2 guys.
I think you're underestimating them, quite honestly. They came out House of Fire. Right now, Kamikazee's in a lot of trouble, but if he's able to tag in Eclipse, anything can happen right here.
Anything could happen, but I think they're just a bit out of their league, and I don't think you're going to find a tag team in WFX that is going to be able to take on the team of Sanchez and Chevy. There's just no way.
If our officials stick to the rules and Chevy and Sanchez aren't allowed to both pin their opponent, which they've done twice now, with 630 pounds, I don't think maybe they can't win those matches.
Well, only time's going to tell, Mike. Only time is going to tell.
Oh! Whoa! And you were counting out Camikazee and Eclipse, and you see how quickly it changes.
Well, a very impressive. Could you call that a reverse Frankensteiner?
Yeah, if you wanted to.
Or a reverse Hurricane Rana.
It's a move we've never seen. You can invent a name for it.
You know what? And only in WFX Overload will you see fantastic, creative things like this. Very impressive, Mike.
These 2 big men are doing what they need to do and using their size advantage. And it's unfortunate that Camikazee wasn't able to take that momentum and tag in Eclipse, but hey, you know what? They got their work cut out for them. He's not allowed to stand on the bottom rope to make his tag either. Nothing I hate worse than referees who miss enforcing the rules properly.
No, I agree with you. You better make sure that you have the very best when it comes to referees, especially when you've got talent like this in the ring, Mike. And you know what? All the joking aside,
I'm not joking. Kelly Russell's missed a lot tonight.
Well, unfortunately he has, but you're about to see something very impressive right here.
Why does he need to go to the top rope at 330 pounds?
I guess we're about to find out.
Oh, my word. See, that's too dangerous for a guy that size.
Yeah, but can you imagine if he would have actually landed on him, Mike? My God, we would have had a pancake inside the ring.
We would have been calling it. We still may have to call an ambulance. The amount of force, the gravity affects people who are heavier, stronger, you know.
He's got to make a tag, Mike. If he doesn't tag it, it's going to be curtains. There's no question about it. And Sanchez has made his way in now from a tag.
And you see again, Eclipse is on that bottom rope, and there's Kelly Russell completely ignoring it.
Well, I think had he actually made the tag with his foot on the bottom rope, then Kelly Russell would have waved that off.
Wow, what an enziguri. And Sanchez is knocked senseless.
And his feet were on the apron. Did you see that, Mike? Eclipse coming in, a house of fire, and Sanchez is down, and it looks as though Chevy's going down too with a clothesline.
But Eclipse has to keep him in the ring. You can't win it. You can't get a pin if he's outside of the ring.
No, you're right, but it was smart tag team wrestling from the team of AJ Sanchez and Kevin Chevy. They scooted out of the ring at the right time when the heat was on.
Again, why are these guys doing all these crazy things that... Ow! The risk-reward factor. They hit it so it's okay, but the risk-reward factor isn't there for that move.
Nonetheless, Mike, that was an impressive high-flying maneuver, and nowadays, I can't tell you the times I've seen things like that go awry, but these 2 guys hit it right on the target.
It's crazy the amount of levels of danger these 2 will go to try and win this match. Eclipse and Camikazee. Needless risks, if you ask me.
Double kick.
And there's...
Oh, smart move by Chevy. But nonetheless, Eclipse, you got to focus. You still got Sanchez in the ring.
Oh, just a huge strike from Chevy.
Here we go again, Mike. This is their finishing maneuver.
Oh.
He ain't
Why
gonna
is it
get up
counting
from
to
it.
3? No, no, no. I like these guys, Chevy and Sanchez, but why do they not do? Why are referees allowing this to happen?
You know what, Mike? All I can tell you is they won the match, didn't they?
Oh, that's crazy. They did win, that's for sure.
Definitely a force to be reckoned with here in the WFX, and I can tell you right now, Tag Team Gold is going to come their way.
And to know more, you just have to check out WFXWrestling.com to learn all.
When WWE released me in 2004, I mean, it broke my heart. I mean, I was devastated. I mean, it was the only job that I knew. It was the only thing that I was very good at, and they just took it all away from me. I mean, I was on top of the world. I was living a dream. I had money, I had fame, and I had DX. I was on top of the world. And then, after 13 years, they came in and told me, we got nothing for you. Go ahead and pack your bags and go home. After that, I'll be honest, I lost myself for a long time. And then I realized how much I missed out on. I mean, I missed out on life. And more importantly, I missed out on my family and my kids. I mean, I wasn't around for their birthdays, I wasn't around for ball games, I wasn't around for I wasn't around for anything. I wasn't around for them. When WWE fired me, they said I was done. TNA, same story, different place. You know, they all took shots at me, tried to tear me down, and to be honest, there's not a lot left in me. Because in a blink of an eye, I lost my money, my fame, my life, my family, and everything that means something to me. But now I'm here to get back what's rightfully mine, to be a champion and to get my family back. It's time for me to rise and fight. It's time for redemption. It's time for me to be revived and reborn. It's time for the resurrection of a champion. And for you people that think you've seen it all, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'd like to introduce to you the Canadian Crazy Horse, Michael Elgin. Now, Michael, last week a decisive win over Danny Duggan. You're bringing that bully mentality here to Wrestling Fan Experience. What's next for the Canadian Crazy Horse?
Well, I look at it this way. Last week, not only Danny Duggan, but all the WFX fans took notice to Michael Elgin and saw just what I bring to the WFX ring.
Well, you know what, Michael? I can't help but notice that, you bring a lady friend with you. And I was wondering if, maybe we could get a word from her and get to know her a little bit.
You listen here, when I'm out here, the focus is on me. And as a matter of fact, you're cramming my camera shot. Get out of the picture. You focus right here on Michael Elgin. See, as I said before, last week was just the start of my dominance in WFX. So, you shut your mouth, punk, and listen to me when I'm speaking, because only someone this tough can get away with wearing pink. So next week, I hear that there's a former multi-time world champion in WFX. So Kip, I'm calling you out. And there's no one better than the Canadian Crazy Horse to welcome you back to Winnipeg by pinning your shoulders to the mat. 1, 2, 3.
Yes, I want to order the ShamWow. No. I mean 2 ShamWows. Have you seen the things they do? You put it in the water and you can squinch it like that.
Hey!
Oh, I gotta go.
Eugene!
Johnny Fairplay, how's your grandma doing?
My what?
No, last week you said your grandma had to have an operation.
She almost died.
Oh, no.
She's so much better now.
Yes.
Because of you.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm so glad. I was so worried about that.
Oh, no. I've been looking for you, though.
Looking for me?
I've seen everyone in this locker room.
Yeah.
Okay? And you have a face for reality television.
Reality?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, I'm thinking you'd probably be the biggest reality star ever. I mean, like your good friend Johnny Fairplay.
Friend?
Yeah. I mean, hey,
I want to be on a reality show.
Wait, you want to be friends with Donald Trump?
I love The Apprentice. He goes, "You're fired."
He says that too. You want to meet Rupert?
I like Rupert on Survivor. He goes, "Arr." He's a pirate, you know.
Yeah, he does that. Wait. You'll be friends with Snooki.
Little Snooki, I like her. She's so cute. Yes, I want to meet him. How do I do it? Yes.
Very simple. I got a contract right here. Basically, this is it's for me to be your manager.
You'll be my manager?
Slash best friend.
Yes, I want this contract. Give me. I want to sign it. I don't have a pen.
I got a pen right here.
Oh, turn it here.
Well, no, I mean,
You'll be my manager, and you'll be my best friend.
Well, yeah,
reality.
All right, I'm gonna get this notarized.
Reality. I mean Snooki. Reality.
Classic WFX No Limits Division, a DVD exclusive featuring Teddy Hart versus Kushida. Own it today on home video. Log on to WFXWrestling.com to get your copy.
We're backstage here, and we're going to find out if there's anyone backstage man enough to accept Larry Zbyszko's open challenge for the Human Massacre. Let's go. Hey, guys. Larry Zbyszko's issued an open challenge for the Human Massacre. Any you guys interested?
Mark? No, man.
Come on. Hey, here we go. Hey, guys, Cannon, Corbin. Larry Zbyszko has issued an open challenge. Living legend. For the Human Massacre. Oh. You guys man enough to accept his challenge?
I don't want to do it, and he doesn't want to do it, but we might know somebody that does. Hey.
So Luke doesn't want to wrestle a match? I think we can take care of it.
Who is it?
It's us!
Who the hell is us?
Well, Eric Cannon and my buddy Corbin.
Well, what can I do for you guys?
Well, I was on the internet, because that's what we do, and I went to the Human Massacre's Facebook page, looked at his pictures. He's a Human Massacre, all right.
Yeah.
But to get to the point, we heard he needs an opponent. And...
You're a brave man, kid.
No. Not me, and certainly not him. But we do have the perfect opponent in mind.
What are you talking about?
You know the guy with the thing and the... Bushwhacker Luke.
Bushwhacker Luke?
Yeah!
I thought he was dead.
Well, no, he's kind of in the prime of his
Come on,
career.
the guy's an old guy. Stop it already.
No, really, he can do it.
Look, I don't have time for nonsense. When you guys, you
Hey,
got
you know
your
what?
opponent, let me know.
Luke said you were going to be like this, and he said you were a lousy world champion, in fact.
Oh, he did say what?
True story. Yeah, he even said that Rick Martel...
Let me tell you something. Rick Martel couldn't tie my boots, punk. You tell Bushwhacker Luke, okay, when he gets off dialysis, he's got himself a match next week.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
You got it.
You tell him the Living Legend said so.
Anything you say.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined backstage by two of the unhappiest people in the locker room, Sean and Aria Daivaris.
Get out of here. I'm not going to scream. I'm not going to yell. But I want you to look at the sincerity in my eyes when I say that me and my brother are done playing the white man's politics. We are being discriminated against in the United States. We are being discriminated against in Canada. We are being discriminated against all over the world. You will treat myself and my brother and every other Middle Eastern person in the planet as your equal or your superior.
Everywhere we go, people look at us different just because our skin's a little bit darker. That's because our hair's a little bit darker. But people need to understand one thing and one thing only, that the Daivaris are here to stay.
Welcome back to WFX Overload, Mike. Some very interesting things happening in this promotion, no question about it. And right now, international superstar with his new manager, Johnny Fairplay, Eugene Dinsmore.
And you know, I'll tell you, what a way to start the match. Thorn just kicked him in the head, and that might knock some sense into him.
I don't know if you can knock any sense into Eugene other than he's already got a little bit of common sense, and some people might say he's a bit of a commoner, if you know what I mean.
Well, hey, you know, I admire the guy. He's got some goals and dreams in life. He wants to, but I don't think that's the right path he's on by signing on with Johnny Fairplay as his manager, because I think that Fairplay just seems like a scummy individual. That's just my opinion. Some people call me scummy. Maybe Fairplay and I have a lot in common.
Well, Mike, I can tell you this. I would never call you scummy, but I will not trust Johnny Fairplay as far as I can throw him. And especially with a guy like Eugene, some people might say he's even taking advantage of this guy, you know?
Well, you know, I want to get back to something I saw, but it's hard right now because look at the beating. Thorn just not giving Dinsmore any chance. And there, he just picks on people. Look at the way Thorn is just picking on people.
He has a
menacing... It's all that mind game I tell you about. That Brotherhood it's all about messing with people's minds.
That's right. He's got a menacing stare. He is definitely great at the mind games. And he's out for blood. There's no question about it. He means business, and he comes to his opponents full force without question.
Getting back to what we heard from the Daivaris, do you think for 1 second I'm ever going to look at those two as superiors?
I would not want to call them superiors, Mike, but you know what? They do have a point. They've been discriminated against. There's no question about it. And nonetheless...
You think they've been discriminated against?
I'm not suggesting that it's good or bad.
WFX hired them just like they were any other wrestler, and you're going to say they were discriminated against.
I'm talking about in life, Mike, but you know as well as I do that there are things that go on in the dressing room. People get discriminated against. We understand that.
Feel free to subscribe to their nonsense. Feel free, but you are wrong.
I'm not subscribing to their nonsense, but I'll tell you this. Without question, they are two talented individuals when it comes to WFX Tag Team Division, correct?
The whole roster is talented.
Well, that's good for management.
Look at what Thorn is doing to Eugene right now.
Talking about talent, you're right. Thorn and Eugene both talented in their own right, but Thorn is just menacing.
I think menacing isn't even the word to talk about it. He's creepy. There's something wrong with this guy. I don't understand it. I don't subscribe to that lifestyle that those guys that they stay out of sunlight. I saw Thorn one time in an airport, and he wears dark glasses, and he's so dark. He wears a hat. He's not doing that to disguise himself. He just doesn't. He's just not approachable. He's scary.
He's very scary, you're right. And you know what? I know you've heard this rumor, and maybe you know if it's true. I heard a rumor that these guys sleep in coffins. I'm not making this up.
Oh, come on now.
I heard this now.
You're playing to the stereotype right now.
I just was told that they have these specially made black boxes at their home. You know, when they're not traveling for wrestling, they sleep in them. They got a lid. Maybe you don't want to call it a coffin, but I've heard they like to be in complete darkness, and it's really creeping me out, man. I'm telling you, it's creeping me out.
What creeps me out is the one girl with the 3 guys. Like, which one is she with? Stephon Rose.
You know, maybe she's just property of the Brotherhood.
Property?
I don't know.
You know, if I was Johnny Fairplay, I don't know how comfortable, or these camera people. This Thorn fella is so intense. Like, he's the type of guy that'll grab you by the throat, and like nobody is safe around this guy.
No, he's definitely a character in his own right that you don't want to get messed up with.
And I have to be honest, there you see it. I was just about to say I expected more from Eugene in this match. Eugene Dinsmore, who's if you look at these two based on what they've accomplished, I would say that Dinsmore should have an advantage, but Thorn is beating that. He's beating the stuffing out of him.
Eugene is definitely talented in his own right, and Eugene has been a world traveler, and he is a fighter. There's no question about it, especially in pro wrestling. Eugene has been all over the world, and don't not keep him Thorn down. Thorn's been very well known as well, too. But Thorn, you're right, is definitely taking it to Eugene, and he goes for another pin there.
Well, Dinsmore, as probably in life, the greatest thing he's ever been is a wrestler. You know, he knows how to wrestle.
He grew up,
that was his lifelong dream. He doesn't have a lick of business sense. To sign over with Johnny Fairplay based on the belief he's going to be on Survivor? Come on.
Any reality show really was what the pull was. But
well, this is reality for him. He's in there tough with Thorn, and we've seen what they do to Ravenous Randy. They abducted him earlier, and he hasn't been heard of since. He's missing in action.
You mean nobody knows who Ravenous Randy is? Are you being serious?
That's what I've been told. I've been told that Ravenous Randy is not in the building. He's been wherever Thorn took him. He's not in the building. That's what I know.
Well, I'll tell you, this is just getting creepier by the minute. This trio has got some very strange things going on that I don't want to really be a part of.
This has been something else for CashGoodPointsBad.com main event. You're seeing Thorn just manhandle Eugene Dinsmore, and Fairplay has got to be beside himself because I believe Fairplay makes most of the money that Eugene gets, and you lose your job if you're losing matches.
Well, we saw earlier, Eugene signed that contract without even reading it. I mean, I understand that maybe...
I don't know if he can read.
I don't know either. You know, Mike, I don't. But he just signed everything over. Who knows what was in that contract?
One thing that was probably not in the contract was the beating he was going to get from Thorn.
Yeah, but take a look at this. Eugene now getting a little bit fired up here. That shot to the turnbuckle seems to have brought some life into
That's
him.
because Thorn's making a mistake. You don't hit that guy in the head because it doesn't resonate.
I don't think you can hurt him if you hit him in the head. You're right.
No, that's what resonate means. It doesn't take effect.
It's almost like he just hulked up.
No. Wow, those clubbing fists. Oh. And there's Scotty Bowman just watching it, no problems.
Big boot. I think we know what's coming up here, don't we?
This guy's a real American.
Could you say he's a real North American, please?
Yes, I could say that.
Oh, big leg drop. But Thorn actually getting up.
You know what that was? He just slammed him down with so much authority, and now Dinsmore has the distinct advantage. And of course, I have to take my hat off to Thorn. He goes to where he's comfortable, gets out of the ring. He can't be pinned if he's outside of the ring.
Well, that's just a good veteran maneuver by Thorn. He knows that you can't win the match on the floor, right?
People are really behind Eugene Dinsmore in this one. Oh, that could be it as Thorn I thought that was it. But Dinsmore had enough mind, and I use that term loosely, to kick out.
Eugene still has a lot of fight inside him, Mike, and you know what? Whether it's mindset or whether it's pure intestinal fortitude, he was able to kick out of what I thought was a fantastic finishing maneuver by Thorn. Look at Thorn, though. Look at Thorn. Sorry, don't interrupt you, Mike. Look at Thorn. He's just getting ready. I mean, he's got that intensity.
He's a stalker. He stalks his prey. Oh, but Dinsmore had the presence of mind here, and this is exactly what I expected from Dinsmore.
Oh!
He's taking everyone else's moves. That's all he's done all match.
Well, unfortunately, I think at this point, that's all he knows.
What is he doing? His man's got the match won, and he's trying to offer him a chain.
I don't think Eugene knows. I don't think Eugene wants to take a chain, and I don't understand why Johnny Fairplay would be giving Eugene a chain. Eugene is not a cheater and doesn't want to go that route.
Why in the world? That was absurd.
Oh,
what
my.
Fairplay did. He cost him the match.
Fairplay, you're right, just cost him the match, and at one point, Eugene had Thorn where he wanted him and probably could have pinned him. He would look like he was setting him up for a super kick of some sort, and for whatever reason, Fairplay thought he should bring a chain into the match.
The winner of this
That's
contest.
the whole thing with Johnny Fairplay, though. He feels the need in life to cheat and cut corners, but if he knew anything about wrestling, he would have let Dinsmore win the match.
Well, I think it's probably safe to say that Fairplay is not the only one that's not playing with a fair deck.
Well, yeah.
Or shall I say a full deck?
Well, yeah, I guess maybe. Well, it's not fair if he stacks it either. It could be a full unfair deck, you know. Just saying, what you said the first time kind of sounded right. And what a huge victory for the Brotherhood, if you think about it. Like, Thorn just, I think, despite the fact he had inadvertent help from Johnny Fairplay, Thorn is the benefactor of a huge win in the CashGoodPointsBad.com main event here. And there it is again. There's something wrong with these people because he's not happy with the victory. And it's not even Dinsmore who he just beat now that he's stalking. It's somebody in the crowd that I don't know if he's taken a liking to them. I don't know what it is, and you know, it creeps me out.
Well, quite frankly, Mike, you've kind of summed it up the best you can. These are just a different group of people. They like to be in the dark. They like things different than you and I do, and I still can't get over the fact that Johnny Fairplay cost him the match. He cost Eugene the match.
To be clear, he is not stalking Dinsmore right now. He is in a deep contact with a fan. And there you see it. It was Thorn over Eugene Dinsmore in the CashGoodPointsBad.com main event tonight. And I'll tell you that I'm shocked by that.
Well, I don't know what to tell you because Johnny Fairplay is not doing things the way he should. He's not playing fair. Pardon the pun on words. But why is he trying to hand Eugene a chain? It doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Well, and I think that's going to lead to some dissension here because Dinsmore's got to be smart, and I use that term loosely again, smart enough to realize he had the match. Like, Fairplay did not have to give him a chain.
Fairplay is still talking about the chain, and Eugene obviously upset.
It's like Fairplay's blaming him for not grabbing the chain and using it. And that's just not who Dinsmore is. And I'll tell you, I would not want to be Fairplay right now.
Well, Fairplay looking as though he's upset with Eugene for not taking the chain.
And thank you very much, Dave Thomas, for being here tonight with me. If you want to know more about the company, WFXWrestling.com.
Thanks, Mike. I loved it.